everybody. We are the creators of Bad Habit Social. I'm Lydia Stratus.
I'm Sandra D.
And let's talk about the last episode. We saw a lot of titties.
Well, we saw a lot of skin. It opened up with a shower scene.
It did.
Sophie.
I was excited to see some skin.
But it was a little bit sad because, you know, her fiance was in the washroom with her, didn't even really glance, didn't even give her a kiss, nothing, nada, zilch, nothing.
Dani was busy wondering what Bette would look like in the shower.
It was just sad, you know, and then she kind of, you know, Sophie was kind of peering and looking to at least get some sort of acknowledgement.
Pass me the razor.
Can you give me a razor?
Huh? What? Someone's talking? Huh?
Basically throws it at her and jets out of there. And then we see
Finley walk in there and go, oh, sexualizing her, going, yes, pancakes. What's for breakfast?
Is that a Pilates body? Girl, your booty look good.
Girl, I'm going to eat you for breakfast.
She wanted to.
Oh, she was sexualizing her.
But Sophie liked it. She, you know, we see at the end of the scene, she's smiling.
Now, when did the house turn into freaking Full House?
It's Sodimi's house. Sophie, Dani, and Myka.
Like,
now it's Sodimi fee.
Like, right? And like Finley's like Michelle, like, you got it, dude. There is definitely some affection building. There is, I think, neediness has turned into affection.
Yeah, but they build up the characters more in this episode.
Yep.
And I see the writing, you know, we start actually liking Finley.
Well, you know what it could be? Sophie, Dani, physical attraction, and then Sophie, Finley, emotional attraction.
Well, Dani's falling off.
Yeah.
She's no longer
Yeah.
invested in this relationship, and you can tell. And Sophie, in return, has kind of just been like, okay, hey,
Yeah.
you know what, hands up. But the nice distraction comes in, and the support, and the empathy, and, you know, the shoulder to cry on, which is now Finley.
Well, like Finley shows to be a good friend. She's supportive. Now,
She does.
Finley has a little, you know, vaginas just seem to fall into her. In this case, she's just like, she's warming this one up. It's kind of like, I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to fall right into your...
Not malicious. I think she actually cares about Sophie.
Yeah.
She sees that she's hurting. She sees that her fiance is not there for her.
Yep.
And you know what? She actually works Dani a little bit in this episode.
Yeah.
She kind of nudges her and was like, you should have been there for her, dude.
Yo,
You know?
what's going on with your job?
That's actually a good friend. She asks her about her job, kind of seeing what's going to happen in the future, kind of trying to awaken Dani up
Yeah.
a little bit. And the one thing she slammed home, she was like, you know, I even need to be there for her. I'm not her fiance.
Yeah, I like how
burn!
I like how she was layering on her, hey, what's going on with your job? So what's happening in 2 months? You don't know, and you're putting that ahead of your girlfriend?
Yeah.
She was letting her have that.
The one thing that Finley does do is, you know, she tells Sophie after a very hard day with her grandma, who she loves very much, I love you.
Yeah.
Dani didn't even hug her, didn't even come in, didn't even call her to check on her. And then when she left the hospital, she was just like, peace, deuces, out.
I gotta go, Bette's calling, it's more important, bye!
Like, if you're in a relationship that long and you have, you know, you guys are on the verge of getting married, you
gotta show some support.
Show some support and
Yep.
some affection. You hug your girlfriend when you get there. You say, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I don't blame her for not being there. I blame her for not showing affection when she is around her.
She could have said, when she was in the hospital room, she could have said, that doesn't have to wait till tomorrow. My family needs me right now.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, the power of these two characters, Finley and Sophie, there's a real chemistry there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see that chemistry very much in other couples in this, you know, series. It's very organic. It's authentic. They speak to each other in more so like touches and feels.
They have fun together,
They
too.
do.
It's organic.
They care about
Yep.
each other. And, you know, so much so that, you know, Finley asked Sophie if she wanted to pray. Obviously, Father Rebecca had an influence on her. But that scene was very heart-touching.
She was like, let's pray.
It was sweet.
Let's
Well,
pray.
not exactly like that, but it was sweet. I think, you know, the chemistry between these two is gonna carry forth, and I'm kind of team
Finley.
Sophie Finley.
Ooh.
Finley. Team Finley. That's what I'm about.
All right.
Yeah. She was a champion this episode, and I would never have said that otherwise.
So let's talk about my girlfriend, Dani.
Okay.
Now, if this was date number 4, I don't think I would date her
How
after
did you
this.
get to date number 4?
Because by now we would have went for dinner, we would have made out, we would have had sex by now, and then I would have saw her bitchy side.
Wow.
Ouch. Wouldn't like Dani so much.
Well, she's definitely self-absorbed.
She's definitely caught up in whatever is more important to her in terms of Bette and the campaign and writing the speech, and that was way more important to her, and that's all that's on her mind.
Yeah, she's edgy as got a little bit of anxiety, you know, even Bette's trying to calm her down. Yeah, she needs to take a little bit of a Xanax and just relax.
As I said, date number 4 probably wouldn't happen.
She is thirsty AF in this episode. Like, it is just dripping from her. You know, when Bette tells Dani, you think I'm gonna let this, you know, guy throw me under the bus? Dani's literally dripping.
Oh, yeah.
She's so thirsty for her.
And when she left the hospital to go to Bette's side to help the campaign, she was so hungry. Like, hey, let's have some whiskey. Yeah, like you think she just had her sucked. Yeah, it's like I haven't seen her that lit up when she's with Sophie.
But I think there's a really an undertone here of a mommy complex.
You think so?
Yes, and I say this for a few facts because number one, Dani lost her mom really young. I think she looks up to Bette as a powerful influence, but also is sexually attracted to her. Number two, there were moments when Bette almost played that role as well. When they were in the coffee shop, you know, Bette took the milk from her as Dani was running to pick up the phone. And then you see Bette look at her with this longing look.
Oh, that gaze. What was that?
The gaze was there. So there's some sort of chemistry. And then at the end, the clincher for me was when, you know, Bette asks her, do you want some whiskey? And she says, yes. But then she ends it with, please. Like, I'm a good little girl. There is a mommy complex. I'm going to reference the movie Carol and Kate Blanchett and Mara Rooney, and that relationship was very much a mommy complex as well.
I didn't see it that way, but yeah.
They hooked up. It's a bit of an undertone in the writing. I see you, Marja. I see what you're doing.
I'm trying to figure out Bette's gaze. Now, her gaze was either I'm looking at you and you remind me of me when I gave my work way more attention than Tina, as an example, or she's looking at her because we know that Bette only likes to sleep with her colleagues.
I think she saw Dani's spice or caliente.
Oh, I think she went, wait a minute, there's something sexy about this girl. Ooh, there's a little bit of spicy Mexicana in there. I want a little neighbor.
I think it caught her, and I think she was taken aback a little bit. So something is definitely going to happen, and we'll see in the next episode, hopefully. So I'll admit when I'm wrong.
Wait, say it again.
I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong.
Whoa. Huh?
Tina stayed. I thought she was going to leave, but she stayed.
And I think Bette was a little bit let on, or felt let on, because Bette thought that there was something going to happen. Hey, Tina said to her, I want to have dinner with you.
Touching hands and talking about their first, you know, heartbeat of Angie. So there was definitely, they will always have that.
They were kindling. But
have that
I think Bette thought, okay, she stayed, number one. Number two, she wants to have dinner just us two alone. Let me cook for you, back like the old days.
But then, boom, she drops this massive bomb, and she's getting married.
And, well, it takes Bette, you know.
Takes Bette by storm.
It torched her world.
She doesn't even know how to act. She's looking for the wine.
We opened 50 bottles of wine. Watching her go to the kitchen and hold her head, that was heartbreaking. She's just like, I don't even know how to act right now.
Because you know all that they've been through. You remember the pain, the strife, the good times from all the past seasons, and how they just go through all this tumultuous and happy times together. And then now, there's a possibility that they no longer will be doing that together.
Well, there's that level of unrequited where Bette probably looks back at the good sentiment times.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, you've been apart for a while now, and Bette's just looking at, this is how we were when we were great.
Yeah.
And it just punched her in the heart to go, wait a minute.
Tina still cares for her.
Tina still cares.
Something's gonna happen. We're gonna meet Carrie in the next episode, I bet.
I bet you Carrie's gonna be a young whippersnapper.
Well, let's see, who knows? But then, you know, we'll see what happens in season 2. Maybe that doesn't work, it fizzles. There's still more to be had in this relationship.
She's apparently a Toronto girl.
Which one of you is it?
Which one of you is it? Let's talk about Shane and Kiara. They go to check out the baby's first heartbeat.
Yep.
And we see Shane very numb, very
Are you
confused.
surprised?
The old Shane came out a little bit where she's like, well, am I supposed to feel something? Because I didn't.
But you know what's nice? Kiara is a very good fit for Shane.
Oh, yeah.
She lets her be Shane. She lets her go through her motions and figure stuff out for her. She doesn't try to force anything on her. I think Kiara's a very good fit for Shane.
I'm actually going to agree with you on that because Kiara says to her, you know what? You're telling me you don't feel anything. Thank you for the honesty. You will feel something, and when you're ready, Like, let's get there when you get there. And I thought that was very grounded, very spiritual of her to be like, hey, I get it.
Yeah, I hope Shane really just doesn't this up. Kiara seems like a really good fit, and
Balances her out.
who knows? We never know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
But so far, so good. Shane was always kind of sought after, and now Kiara's like, listen, I want you, but I don't need you, which is great.
Yeah.
The one thing I did love is that when Shane and Tess were talking, Tess left a very important message to us, ladies. Always eat the sandwich.
Always eat the sandwich.
Always.
Or peach cobbler, as I call it. Let's talk about Myka and Jose and how cool Myka's mom is.
I loved it. Listen, the
Edibles,
best part
man.
of that,
Ah.
she came to their house with the edibles. She didn't make them drive to the store. She brought the edibles. That is a great guest.
I had 4, and they tasted like wine. Give me some more.
She's amazing. She's super relaxed. She wanted to have fun. But you know who needs the edibles? Myka.
Well, Myka needs to chill out. I think Myka's mom is trying to numb something. You know,
Possibly.
lost a daughter, maybe not in touch with what
Father's
is.
not in the scene.
Yeah.
But Myka was just so testy the whole episode. Even when the mom gets to the house, he's so testy. Like, relax. You know, have a glass of wine, have an edible. He's just annoyed that she was there. If you're annoyed that she's there, don't invite her.
He's like, you know, I think what needs to happen with Myka and his mom is have a conversation with your mom. Mom, next person you meet, please don't pull out old pictures of me. Like, start to
Yes.
have that conversation instead of just bitching at her and expecting her to change.
I do agree that, you know, the mom should try to be on board as much as possible with the transition and the respect of calling Myka him.
She's dead.
Yeah, he
That girl is
identifies
dead.
as a male, and you know, she should really try. The one thing she does say at the end is, I promise to do better next time.
Yeah.
And
He
that's a beautiful promise.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that from loved ones.
Yep. Like his mother's understanding as they go. He just needs to communicate, Mom, please, going forward, do not bring up those photos. Do not talk about me as a woman.
And not be so in the restaurant. Like, just chill out, talk to your mom as a human, and just move forward. But he gets up, he storms off. However, we do see a sweet side of Jose.
Oh yeah, brownie points for Jose. Hey, I love you. I see you as a he. I like that.
He's a good man.
And he's always smiling.
So let's talk about what happens in throupleville.
Favorite word of 2020.
So first things first. This whole situation could have been avoided if Alice literally just jumped in bed. Get in. That's what you're there for. It's a throuple.
But you gotta understand how thruples work. There's rules.
Tell me how it works, Lydia.
There's boundaries. There is a game plan of how the game is going to be played and when and time and a place and a situation and the setting.
That does not sound like fun. If you're having a moment with someone in the throuple, what are you gonna say? Oh, put the brakes on.
Yeah.
We can't do anything because
We gotta wait for Alice to come.
Forget
Remember,
about it.
it's Thursdays, Wednesdays, Sundays, not Mondays.
That sounds complicated. Listen, Alice got into a throuple with 2 ex-wives. They're always gonna have a connection. They have kids. They've got past history. Just get in the bed, Alice. But instead, no, she gets a little hurt. You know, she pulls back. She leaves.
I'm
Could have been avoided.
I'm not speaking on experience. But the way thruples usually work is there is boundaries. There is agreement of when and how it's going to happen.
But then Alice also says, I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, you did. Like, she fully signed up for. She's the one that was like, sure, okay, let's bring in Gigi.
Alice instigated Gigi as the dildo, and now Nat and Gigi are instigating Alice as the dildo.
They flipped the script on her.
They're putting her back in the drawer. 1 soup, 2 spoons.
Oh, man.
Have some.
No, I don't want any.
Alice, I hope you're not the dildo, but maybe it's time to call it quits. Pull out the battery.
So I have to say, I have a favorite other throuple.
There's another throuple?
Yes, there is. And it's the best one. It's Shane, Alice, and Bette.
The mains, more like a frupple, because they're friends?
Maybe, throuple. I'm down with that. But I love that they constantly are checking in with one another, even when they have disagreements, like Alice and Bette. They talk about it. You know, there's a real camaraderie, a love for each other, a respect.
What I found so relatable is the close friendships, close queer friendships in my life where when there's an issue, we all come together and we're a support for each other. I loved seeing that because you see the main characters, they're still there for each other. There's a strength between their friendship. I love that.
And it's a bond that can't be broken.
Yeah.
And you know what? That thruple's gonna last, and that's the kind of thruple I like.
And they're all gonna stay at Shane's and bitch all night.
What do you got there?
Soup for two.
Not soup for one. Next episode is the finale, episode 8.
We might see 1 bowl, 2 spoons, or not.
I think we're gonna meet Carrie. I think we're gonna have some answers to a few of these storylines. Hopefully we'll see what happens with Bette and Dani, as well as Sophie and Finley.
I think Gigi and Nat are gonna have more soup. With 2
We're
spoons.
looking forward to the finale. We hope you guys join us right here on our review.
Don't forget to click the link in the bio to catch our review.
Yep.
Or you can hit the subscribe button below. Have some soup.
Soup, no soup for you.